Alright, hello and welcome to this Warcraft 3 commentary. Today's game features the rather confusing name Romantic Q, which is ReMinD, the Korean Night Elf, and Fra Passion, so aka Passion Night Elf, the French Night Elf player. And we're starting off right away here with a instant wisp to try and deny this ancient war creeping by the mercenary camp. Bit of a battle of the wisps here, trying to pull the aggro to and from the creeps. And it looks like the ancient war survives with a sliver of health. And behind this we have Demon Hunter here for ReMinD, the legendary Korean player, one of the best of all time, I would say. And a Priest of the Moon for Passion. So doing this instant wisp makes a lot of sense when you go Priest of the Moon, because you really don't want your opponent to creep this for free. And ReMinD's actually being very, very brave here. Just, you know, eating a tree and doing this camp as normal. I thought for sure he would abandon this based on how much damage he took, but you know, I guess if you repair with 2 wisps, it might still be fine. And Passion with the instant Huntress build, so he's not going to creep at all, he's just going to rush over. I'll see if this Ancient War actually survives. I would not have done this, I would have been too afraid. But it looks like ReMinD has perfect game knowledge here. He knows that with a bit of aggro diversion here, he can keep this Ancient War alive, but still, it's 2 wisps repairing. It's a very low Ancient War. The Priestess might come here and do some shenanigans. Does not prevent level 2 though, and does not steal the item. But might steal, or just go for the wisps. So we have Searing Arrows first here from Passion. So we should start seeing some mana burns here. Does not detonate the wisp to deny. So going Searing Arrows first obviously makes last hitting a lot easier, but it gives you a prime mana burn target for the Demon Hunter. If you would go Aura first, there's really no reason to mana burn, but once you see that there's Searing Arrow, you can just keep on mana burning because you're actively removing that spell and doing a lot of damage. Now, the Ring of Regeneration here is honestly not that bad in this situation. With the Demon Hunter, I mean, it's one of the better items, especially against mass hunts. You really want the survivability. You want to be able to last for a long time and be as efficient as possible. This Ring of Regeneration really helps in doing that. They're going to fight over the Berserker here. Let's see who gets it. Looks like it goes to ReMinD. So he has the Priest and the Berserker and 1 Archer. And of course behind this he's teching. Now it's a very late tech because he invested so much into not only saving this Ancient War but also repairing it. Oh, hang on 1 second. Excuse me. Alright. Yeah, so not only saving the Ancient War but also repairing it. Costs a lot of wood, slows the tech by quite a bit. We already have the first Huntress being annoying here. And behind this, I thought it would be a Tree of Life based on the minimap. This is actually just a second Ancient War. So double Ancient War and massing. No expansion in sight. And ReMinD kind of content here just to have the Berserker, Troll Priest, and Archer. And rather than make more Archers, is opting to walk the Ancient War home. He might well make more Archers, but he will wait first until he's brought his Ancient War to a very defensive location. Which is kind of a ReMinD classic. I've actually watched a lot of ReMinD replays back in the day when he played against mass hunts. And he always prioritized to bring the Ancient War home, which is very interesting. You want to be able to wall this off, you want to have a nice solid defense. Whereas if you would have kept making Archers down here, you might get a nice number of Archers, but you still have a wide open base that you might get caught in a bad position with. Whereas this instantly makes the position a lot better for you, this defensive Ancient War here. And now we do get some more Archers. We have a Hunter's Hall, Ancient Protector even, so very, very cautious play by ReMinD. He has the Scouting Wisp, he has not seen an expansion yet, so he gets that Ancient Protector just to be a little bit extra safe. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that his tech is so delayed that normal timings don't really apply anymore. A lot of times you don't really need this Ancient Protector, but I guess ReMinD feels that because of the slow tech, he wants to be extra safe. And he has the wood for it as well, so it's not a bad choice here. And just slowly trying to get level 3, that's his main goal here. And ReMinD has noticed at this point that Passion is backed off, which is a huge red flag for him. Like, okay, what's going on? If we just turn on this vision, my opponent has Priestess mass hunts and he's letting me creep. And that can only mean one thing. It means that my opponent is backed off to creep or set up an expansion. And it's exactly what Passion has done. He has been creeping, but he has actually not set up the expansion. So it could still well be an all-in. But actually, wow, we have a tech on the way. I didn't even notice this. So tier 2 tech. Owl's the Sentinel upgraded research as well. No attack upgrades just yet. Ooh, already getting Strength of the Wild upgrade. Now this does not affect his hunters at all. So this tells us he's taking to Dryads at this point. Or possibly fairies.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
So a very late kind of tech and transition off of one base. Still with the 2 Ancients of War, and he's upgraded the second one. He's not going to use anymore just to be able to creep something a bit later on. And ReMinD with the Telly Staff, a very, very important item on the Demon Hunter. So you can check out if there's an expansion, deny expansions if he wants to, and then staff home if there's any aggression.
Research finished.
Instant tier 3 from ReMinD. So lore and then tier 3.
Your building is complete.
So not instant, but you know, lore and then tier 3 and then probably a second lore. So it looks like he wants to kind of rush those bears out. And he finds the tech, he finds the lures from his opponent. Gonna deny one, staff out. Should be just in time, thanks to the evasion there. But now he sees, okay, my opponent teched, there's 2 lures, there's no expansion, it's mass Dryads, what do I do now? And his answer is to just keep going tier 3. See if he picks up a second hero. I mean, you could definitely play this solo demon, but he seems to be waiting for some kind of tavern here. Tinker. Interesting choice, very versatile. No matter what your opponent does, that's going to be a pretty good hero. He's already seen the mass Dryads on the way, so getting something like a Naga doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but the Pocket Factory is actually very, very powerful against Dryads. And yeah, ReMinD pretty content here just to creep, solo creep the Tinker. Should probably go home and get an orb pretty soon as well. That's one of the most important items for this situation. There's the second lore as well, and the bear upgrade. So it's gonna be pretty slow bears, but still bears nonetheless, and a couple of Dryads. So kind of standard Night Elf army, and I think that's a great choice. Again, he sees no expansion from his opponent, so he has to be very, very, I would say confused even. I mean, I would be definitely confused in the situation. I'd expect an expansion or some kind of tier 3 tech, but there's nothing right now. It's just tier 2 Dryads. 1/1 upgrades. And still solo Potom. I wonder if, like, Passion has a lot more reason to get a second hero like a Naga, for example, to be able to deal with this Demon Hunter. Potom Naga, pretty classic combo if you're going to go Mass Dryads. But so far he's remaining with the solo Potom.
Upgrade finished.
Continuous bears from ReMinD, keeping tabs with his Demon Hunter, but he might get creepjacked here. See how fast he reacts. He does have the TP. Oh, he instant TP. Wise decision. He doesn't want to lose anything more than 1 archer. So he had actually passed the TP from the demon to the Tinker, which is very, very smart. Obviously, the Tinker has the army, so he's more vulnerable in case he gets caught out in bad position. You want to be able to TP out right away. Whereas the demon can always just staff himself to and from wherever he wants. And he's being actually very, very annoying here. Here comes a push from Passion. He actually has level 4, so he's been creeping quite a bit here. He has a pretty significant army, but still nothing that ReMinD shouldn't be able to handle with 3/3 heroes here and the orb. Bears, Dryads, Archers, Mercenaries. Passion has to run. He might have to TP himself here thanks to the slow poison. But really doesn't want to lose too much. But then again, these Huntresses are kind of expendable at this point. You kind of want to replace them with Dryads anyway, but you still don't want to feed the experience. Yeah, so ReMinD trying to reposition to save his units, but it's going to be difficult. Instant sniper on the Dryad, very good turnaround from Passion. Both players going for each other's Dryads, very key units to take out. And yeah, just a very cautious game from both players. Nobody wants to overcommit, especially when both players have Dryads. It's easy to get caught out in a bad position. Just might happen here with the Dryad. No, it just runs past. But it might happen with the Demon Hunter now, if we see some blocking here maybe. No blocking, but still some heavy right clicks. Of course, for ReMinD, there is rejuvenation, so anything outside of a battle he can heal up pretty easily and efficiently. But instant abolish there from the Dryads, of course. Pocket Factory goes down. Instant focus. The position here is kind of a bit iffy. Very easy for Passion to just focus that down. More rejuves. Obviously you can't abolish the rejuve on the Dryad because it's immune to magic, so that's the one target here that you can actually rejuvenate without getting punished. But wow, putting a lot of effort here on killing the human. Wow, stabs out with 7 HP from the Goblin Tinker. Very, very last second reaction from ReMinD. Passion continues to go for those Dryads. The highest priority for him. If there are no Dryads, he gets a lot more mobility. He can micro these Dryads a lot more efficiently. So Dryads and then piercing. That's his goal. And leaving those bears until the very last units alive, so to speak. So really not prioritizing those bears. Dryads, ranged units, and then maybe even heroes before bears. Ooh, nice invisibility potion here to get out of a forced TP. And again, there's still no expansion. I mean, ReMinD has the ward here, so he sees that there is absolutely no expansion going on. He even has his own expansion going up. And a pretty comfortable position to be in right now, I would say. Still tier 2 from Passion. 2-1 upgrades at this point.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
0-0 for ReMinD. Rebuys the scroll of Town Portal. Very, very wise decision here. It's easy to, especially with this kind of backline of archers, if you get caught in a bad position, you don't have that TP. This game can turn around very, very quickly.
Your building is complete. Still
some invisibility on the bottom, and she's very close to level 5, which with 2-0 upgrades and level 3 aura, it's a lot of damage from these Dryads. Should not be underestimated. War being used by ReMinD. High as the archers actually just fights with the heroes and bears. Very, very wise. Those archers would otherwise get sniped very, very quickly. And the bears can get stabbed. Very efficient unit to stab away. We might get one bear kill here though. Just barely gets out. Really cool use of hide there, realizing that those archers were just going to be walking XP tomes more or less. But these bears can always be saved with staff. Excellent, like this typical ReMinD macro here. Very, very nice saves. Checking if there's that last upgrade for Passion, but doesn't seem to be the case. Doesn't really have the wood for it. But now it's at 50 food. One scroll of healing, might buy a second one here. Yeah, so those scrolls of healing are very important because if your opponent has a Venom Orb,
your building is complete,
and they're very diligent about their micro, they'll just attack each Dryad once and let that damage tick over time. So healing scrolls have huge value in that situation. But we actually have double AP here from ReMinD. He really wants to defend this expansion. And if there's one thing a Dryad does not want to fight against in this matchup, it's the Ancient Protector. It's not a fight that they can win. But we'll see. We have a level 5 from the Potamir. Look at the damage output. It's pretty huge. You want to actually attack into these Dryads away from the Ancient Protectors. He feels confident enough that he can take this fight. And I'm not so sure he can actually. Like I said, it's +7 on each of these Dryads, 2-0 upgrades, so it's a lot of damage, plus the damage over time. Instant snipes on the Dryads here. So these APs, I mean, they're really the saving grace here for ReMinD, but Passion might just run past them, ignore the expansion entirely and just go for the main, but there's still that very old Ancient Protector from the beginning of the game. Nice use of the heal scroll. One Dryad does go down level 4 on the Demonstrous, that's level 2 evasion unlocked. Again, kind of iffy positioning here on the factory, very, very easy to snipe. Probably better to put it further back to let the Robo-Goblins continually get out there. And again, the Robo-Goblins are also, just like the Venom Orb, great cause of area effect damage. So the scroll, healing scroll again there is very, very important. Nice stab on the archer. And ReMinD, although he has that expansion, he's still kind of caught out in 2 positions. So like neither side can win a fight right now. This side can't really fight, this side can't really fight. So what ReMinD really needs to do is just consolidate this army. Maybe even go for pincer attack here. Oh, another, I don't know, these factories, man, they're just getting demolished right away. Very suspicious about that position here. One bear does get stabbed. We do have double staff, of course, on those heroes, so both bears should be saved. There we go. But now the staff is on cooldown, so everything that will get focused here will die. Instant abolish on Roar and Reju. Bottom get caught out in a bad position, but uses an Emerald Potion. Continual focus here on the bears, but Dryads are kind of melting. The Venom Orb doing so much work here. Even the bear right clicks, once they do connect, they actually do quite a bit of damage here. And we have to TP out here from Passion. They just get level 6 though. But this expansion, if this expansion wasn't here right now, I'd honestly say it could go either way. But right now, with that expansion up, even though we have level 6, it's looking very, very difficult for Passion.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I'm so surprised that he never even attempted an expansion. I feel like playing just straight up Dryads with Potom like this is just not going to work. Unless you do like some kind of timing all-in. But there seemed to be no all-in, there seemed to be no expansion. I'm not exactly sure what Passion's plan was, other than to win just straight up with Dryads like this, which I think is very hard. But we do have Starfall. Potentially, I'm not entirely sure if he skilled it, but he probably should have. And there's no disable. Unless this goblin retrains to rockets. There's no way for ReMinD to actually remove the Starfall from a fight, so potentially we could see, you know, Starfall here to turn the game around, you know. It is possible. Starfall is incredibly powerful if there's no interruption. 50 food for ReMinD, 48 for Passion, so equal food here. But we do have the double Venom Orb now, so even the Tinker, not the best orb carrier of course, but better than nothing. So double orb to spread the poison with those factories as well. This positioning is a lot better. Still no upgrades for ReMinD though, but he's very wood starved, so it makes a lot of sense that he wouldn't focus that right now. But he should probably break upkeep. I mean, there's not a whole lot of reasoning behind him. He's checking here, there's no expansion. He should instantly break when he sees this, because, you know, you're not going to get him. You're not going to need a bigger advantage than this. Yeah, there we go. And here's the Starfall. Very conservative positioning. Actually only attacking 3 buildings, so... Oh! So ReMinD did actually retrain to rockets. I didn't even see that. Very cool. So he has factory and rockets. Instantly interrupts that Starfall. And that's probably going to seal the deal here. GG. Pretty cool game though. Seeing some different styles here. Knight of Mirror, I think by far the most interesting mirror matchup to watch. There's a lot of different viable strategies. And the retraining here on the rockets was very, very cool to see. It's the one way that Passion could get back into it, and ReMinD just said, nope, I'm not going to allow it. I'm going to invest into that retraining. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.